In this exercise in Microsoft Excel, we're going to show you how to do some basic cell formatting. It does not change any of the data in your spreadsheet or in your workbook, but it does change the look and feel, which can be very important in terms of readability. We'll have a more advanced lesson in the future, but let's show you some simple basics. What we have on the screen is a high school drama team sales sheet. We're trying to keep our drama team alive, so we're selling things to parents and relatives and friends. You know how that works. So let's make this look a little better. We want the name of the sheet in cell A1 to be a little easier to read, a little more dramatic perhaps. So one of the easiest ways to do that is when the Home tab is selected and you have your ribbon. The first part is font. So we're going to change the font. We'll change the font to something a little more graphic here. And we can change the color of the font over here. We'll change it to this. And we can make it bold if we want, or we can even put a shade in the background. We'll leave it at that for now. Well, let's change the size. We'll up it a little bit. There we go. Now we have the items that we're going to track the sales of. And we have the months and the quarter totals, and then a total per month at the bottom. Let's click on cell A2, hold the mouse down and drag all the way across, and we'll just make this area here bold. Okay? And what we will do then is I would like to probably center this. So I go to the alignment part of my ribbon. I have left align, center, and right. We'll just center these for now. And that looks a little better. Now we have the items we're selling, and let's take these, click on A3 and drag down to A6, and let's right align these items here so they're closer to the actual sales, and that looks a little bit better. Now we need to transform these numbers, which are all accurate, into dollars. It's easy to see that they're supposed to be, but we have some with a single decimal, we have some with no decimals. So I'm going to click on cell B3 and drag through my entire table here. Well, let's also include our quarter totals all the way through E6 and let go. So I highlighted the cells, and now we'll go to our number box. Now the default is general. I'm going to click on the white tab at the top, click on the down arrow, and it gives me several formats. There's general, number, currency, and accounting. These are the most commonly used ones. Let's click on the currency and see what that does. Now when I choose currency as a number format, it adds a dollar sign and it puts it right next to the leftmost number. Let's see what happens if I choose accounting instead. What accounting does is it puts a dollar sign in the very left edge of the cell, and it adds my decimals for dollars and cents. So either one of these will work, whichever you prefer. I'm going to go back to currency just for now. So this gives me an idea of what my actual sales are in a much more readable form. Now I notice I have a total line here. Let's say I'd like to make that stand out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on cell A6, drag across through D6 and let go. And now I want to draw a line above total and a line below total. Well, to do that, we have this little borders tool in my font box. I'll click on the down arrow. I can do a bottom border, a top border, left or right. I can erase all borders. I can put borders around every cell and between all cells, or just one on the outside of the borders. And I can make it thick. There's a whole bunch of options here. I can do top and bottom, top and thick bottom. Let me show you a couple things that we can do here. We'll do top and thick bottom border. And immediately I don't seem to see a change, but when I click on any other cell, I see I have a thin line on the top and a thicker line on the bottom. That's helpful. Let me go back and highlight the cells again. And the one thing you might find very useful is the no border. That will erase everything and reset it, as you see we've done here. I'll drag back to it. And let's show you a couple others and the differences between them. One says outside borders. Let's click on that and see what happens. That just created a border around all 4 boxes, but not between the cells. And sometimes that's what you want. We'll go back here and we'll change that. We'll do no border, and we'll change it again to all borders. What's the difference? This is another one you use a lot. This creates a line around every cell on the outside and between all the cells. So I could use this, or I could actually go up here and highlight all these cells and click again. And now I've changed it to pretty much a grid. And I can include popcorn, nut selection, and discount cards if I want to. Just one other way in which you can change things and make them look different in Microsoft Excel. When it comes to simple formatting, sometimes you need to do that with a date. Let me enter in a date. Let me say 2/15/2019. Okay, there's a date. And notice when I click on it, it understands that I put a date in. But there are several different ways you can format a date if you want. Now under here I see short date and I see long date. So let's see what the difference is. I click here and oh, now I have my hash marks. That means it cannot fit in that cell. So I'll widen the cell even more, and here is my long date. Now I have an option with dates that are more than simply short date and long date. So I'm going to click on the down arrow. I'm going to go to my more number formats. And then under date, you notice you have a whole bunch of options. You can do year, month, and day with a leading 0 to make sure you have 6 digits or without. Or you can do simply month and day with no year, and you have a whole bunch of other options down here that you can pick. You can pick a date that includes a time, one that doesn't, and there's ways we'll learn on how to actually create your own formats if you want to. So that's more of an advanced thing, but I'd like to give you a clue as to the fact that it's available to you. So we'll change this back here just for fun, back to a regular short date, and we'll shrink the column again by moving between the column headers. And there we go. Let me give you another one that you'll run into from time to time, just on the simple end of things, is a percent. If I type in a percent like 0.25, 25%, that's useful and I can see that, but I'm not sure what it means. So I go up on my tab here, or I can click here and I can turn it simply into a percent. If I want to do that, it says percentage, and that controls the number of zeros. If I want only 25% to show, in my number format, I can decrease the decimal or I can increase the decimal. So if I click back twice, I've got 25%. Now you notice it also changes it in my formula bar, because you can enter a percent either as 0.25 or as 25 followed by the percent key. You have one, either option will work. There's more things that we could do to make this spreadsheet look really, really good, but these are some simple steps. So experiment with these and enjoy formatting your worksheets to be very readable in Microsoft Excel.
In this exercise, you've seen a little bit about how to do some basic cell formatting within Microsoft Excel. We trust that you will use some of these tools to make your spreadsheets much more readable and useful to those who see them. If you found this tutorial helpful, we'd like to ask you here at the Sharper Turtle to like us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jim for the Sharper Turtle. Thank you for the opportunity to show you a few tips and tricks as you grow in your knowledge of Microsoft Excel.